Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We have one day of our trip left, so before we head to the airport, we will be exploring one of the most beautiful destinations in Italy, Lake Como. We have handpicked two charming towns around the lake. The first is Cernobbio, the second is Varenna. Let's dive right in. Cernobbio is known as a picturesque town on the southwestern shore of Lake Como. It's known for its stunning villas and lush gardens. Let's take a look around. Welcome to Cernobbio, northern Italy, where Lake Como is within our sights. After parking the car, the first task was to find the lake. Google Maps showed us that the quickest way to the shore was through the stunning Villa Erba with its lush gardens and historic buildings, a venue that is often used for weddings and functions. The view behind me, this is why everybody comes to Lake Como. Even with the lake looking a bit choppy, it was amazing to finally see it up close instead of from a car. This is not a bad first impression of Lake Como, is it? Just look at this view behind me, Lake Como. It looks absolutely incredible. Just an interesting fact for you, it is one of the deepest lakes in Europe. It can be up to 400 meters deep in some parts of it. Word association in one word, Lake Como.
Amazing. Spectacular.
That's two words. But we can't argue with that. Absolutely superb. After wandering the grounds of Villa Erba, we decided to head more into the centre of Cernobbio, a 5-10 minute walk away. This part of Cernobbio was once again very clean and tranquil, with great views of the hills and the villages in the distance. We were surprised that there didn't seem to be many people walking around what we considered to be the main part of town, despite the car parks and parking spaces looking very full. The lake shore of Cernobbio is lined with trees, which provide a cool shelter on the sunny days, or a refuge from the rain. Between the trees, benches offer the perfect vantage point to watch the boats drift by on Lake Como. Just a couple of things to notify you about when you are in Cernobbio. If you've got a car, parking is at a premium, so prepare beforehand. We looked for a car park before we arrived. We found one. There's a couple of guys that are running the show there basically. Initially we thought that he was charging us €50, 50 for the day, but after a couple of hand gestures we found out it was actually 15. So I mean €15, it's okay in a touristy area like this, but it is a little bit on the steep side, we thought. Another issue that we discovered, toilets. The toilet situation that is at a premium as well. We had a look on Google Maps, eventually found a toilet that we could use, but the toilet that I went into was actually a hole in the ground, so if you're very unlucky and you get caught very short, be prepared that you're going to have to squat to do your business. We saw the boats lined up on the shore and watched them gliding across the lake, wishing that we could join them for a ride. Sadly, the ticket office only accepted cash payments and wouldn't take card as a payment. I'm not sure if this was the case in other villages around Lake Como, but we make the mistakes so you don't have to. But aside from those couple of teething issues, this is the main attraction. This is why we come here, and it's definitely worth it. After exploring this part of town, we headed further inland, and soon we found ourselves wandering through some classic narrow Italian alleyways. It didn't take long for us to get lost and take a wrong turn, but we stumbled upon a cosy opening to the lake, which was a delightful surprise. All the wandering had whet the appetite, so we went in search for food and drink. It's cappuccino time again.
Yes, that's what it's way.
Better than a McDonald's one.
Goodness, yes.
Not happier. Happy to get interviewed today.
Yes, happy to speak. Yes.
So Ella was happy, and I chose a couple of the desserts that we saw on display as we entered the cafe. Which one looks more appetizing?
Yellow one.
Yellow one? Go for it.
No, either. Nice.
Lemon. Whoa, that is sweet. Bella.
Enjoy.
Chocolate petals on the outside. Caramel in the middle. And a bit of gold leaf. And then what looks like a biscuity base on the bottom. Looks very tasty. After the cafe, we went on a walk along the main road out of town, walking parallel to the lake to burn some calories. Just taking a walk, about 10 minutes out of Cernobbio, along the main road. There is a little pavement here, but the lake's finally opened up to us, and what a view it is. Above my head, on the other side of the lake, you can see this yellow cream coloured building. This is called Villa d'Est. This is a hotel on the banks of Lake Como. If you want to stay here for a night, this will set you back at least 1,200 euros. Check this guy out, chilling out in his boat in the middle of the lake. Nobody bothering him apart from us. So our time in Cernobbio is up. Obviously these parts of Italy are very touristy, so we want to go to another place around Lake Como that's hopefully not too busy or crowded. So we asked for a recommendation from ChatGPT, and what was the name of the place?
Varenna.
Varenna.
Yeah.
So we've got about a 50-minute drive to get there. So fingers crossed this place is okay.
That looks amazing.
The drive to Varenna was scenic, with stunning views of the lake at nearly every turn. It was a shame though that there were very few places to stop and park. When there was a parking opportunity, we did make the most and we stopped, but be prepared that you have to pay for the very few parking places by the lake. We have stopped to park for a couple of minutes to enjoy the view by the lake. We've just entered the town boundaries of Varenna. Once we have stopped and taken our pictures, we're going to head in and we'll show you what it's all about. Welcome to Varenna on the eastern shore of Lake Como. First impressions?
Spectacular.
It's a beautiful place. First order of the day, go down to the lake. The walk down to the lake wasn't far at all. Lake Como in the early evening had a beautiful atmosphere. People were strolling along the shore, enjoying the serene sounds of the water lapping against the edge. It was a perfect moment to relax and watch the world go by. Varenna looked like it had more going on than Cernobbio, noted by the increased number of people in town. So that is the boat that takes you across to the other side of the lake, and you can actually drive your car onto it, and then this is the queue to take the ferry across as a passenger. It is enormous, so it looks like we're going to be missing out on that today. So one of the things that Varenna is famous for is the different multicoloured buildings. It adds character to the place and it makes it look very pretty. Varenna can be dated back to Roman times, with its name derived from the Latin word varia, meaning varied, reflecting on the town's diverse landscape. It was originally a fishing village with its location on the eastern shore of Lake Como, a very good strategic location for fishing and trade. Varenna experienced the tourist boom in the 19th century, attracting writers, artists and musicians. These people were drawn to its picturesque scenery and tranquil atmosphere.
You have to start speaking something.
Black cherry, €3, just a small one. Got to watch your weight, haven't you? But I'm sat on the stairs here, got a cracking view out to the lake, and they've even provided cushions for us to sit on the stairs. After the ice cream break, we carried on walking along the lake. The views were special, and there were a collection of restaurants along this section of town. While we didn't stop to eat at the restaurant, they looked like they served a blend of traditional Italian dishes and catches of the day from the lake. Each restaurant had the special lakeside view, culminating in this being one of the busiest areas of town. Beyond the restaurants, the path started to wind and took us through the traditional narrow Italian alleyways once again. On the way to Villa Monastero now, one of the most famous landmarks in Varenna. There's there's one thing I've noticed is in Varenna, you've
Yes.
got the main tourist area, the most crowded area where all the gelaterias are, the ice cream parlours. So as you can see, we've gone past the ice cream parlours and the main harbour front. There was hardly a soul around.
Yeah, no ice creams, no tourists. You want tourists, but ice cream.
Villa Monastero, a historical landmark and highlight of a visit to Varenna, with beautiful landscape botanic gardens by the lake stretching for nearly 2 kilometres. We left it a little too late in the day to go there, but looking at it from the outside, you can see why it is highly recommended. At the heart of Varenna lies its lively town square, Piazza San Giorgio. The perfect place to soak in the local atmosphere, watch the world go by, and maybe even grab a gelato. The square is also home to the beautiful church of San Giorgio, with its impressive bell tower standing tall over the town of Varenna. That's 2 small towns that we visited by Lake Como. We've only scratched the surface, but it was a fantastic introduction to the area and a chance to soak in the stunning lakeside views. What about you? Did you prefer Cernobbio or Varenna? Or is there another town by the lake that you'd highly recommend? It's been another late finish today at Lake Como. We have made it to our Airbnb and it's not a bad place, I've got to say. We are in the town of Cucciago, a 1-hour drive south of Varenna. We chose this Airbnb in this location so that we didn't have far to drive back to the airport the next day. So this is it. It's not bad, is it? So nice big double bed. Light. It's like old fashioned, isn't it? Wardrobe. A couple of windows out into the courtyards. Obviously it's night at the moment, so you're not going to see a lot, but I'll show you in the morning. Old fireplace. And then through there is the bathroom. So what do you think? It's not bad, is it? 64 quid a night?
That is absolutely bargain.
Yeah, it's absolutely bargain. It's absolutely amazing. Like the decor is there, the space is there. Usually when you pay, like, you know, in cheap hotels, you don't have a space to even open your suitcase. Here was plenty of space, and you can play baseball in a bathroom. Absolutely amazing. Highly recommended.
And the chap who's running the Airbnb also has a restaurant next door. So I'll quickly show you through into the bathroom. So there we have it. Toilet and bidet, shower, sink. And yeah, look how big this is for a bathroom. I've just seen this picture on the wall. This guy's surely got to be one of Stephen Fry's ancestors, right?